Hi, everybody. It's Roy Shenneman, Dr. Roy Shenneman with looking here to remind you about our boot camp we have coming. Interviews Made Easy coming up January 6th here in Harlingen, Texas. You can get information down below at this video as you come in. I want to come in here and I want to have a special message for you parents out there. I know what it's like to have kids go to college. You go there, they spent 4, maybe 5, some of them even longer than that, years going to school, trying to identify what they want to do with their lives. They have picked a major, they pick things, maybe they've even followed their passions, and they're just excited now as graduation is approaching, perhaps competing for internships is approaching. Things like that are going to happen. And as a parent, that's a scary time because we look at these kids and you remember them when they were this high, and you remember them when they made those bad decisions, or when you're looking at them trying to figure out exactly what were you thinking when you did that. I've been there, done that. But that's okay. But here's what I want to tell you and want to encourage you with. Your kids are going to be all right. They really are. You've done a good job. You've done your best. You put them in a position to be successful through furthering their education. And I am confident, and I want to give confidence to you that they are going to be great. But here's 4 things I want you to think about as a parent. Number 1, I want you to have a really good heart-to-heart conversation with your kids. Individually, pull them aside as you get to know what their passions are and what they want, what they just love doing. I want you to sit down with them, and I want you to have a conversation about these 4 things. Number 1, you need to relay the message that the first job they get is not going to be their last. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee it. The days of going to work for one company in one job and keeping that job for 30 years are long gone. To be honest with you, they're few and far between. They do exist, but they're extremely rare. In fact, statistics tell us that on average, the millennials of today are going to have 9 different careers before they retire. I didn't say jobs. I said careers. So what does that mean? Understand that, son, daughter, your first job isn't going to be your last, and that is okay. It's okay and it's expected that you're going to have different interests in different parts of your life. And guess what? That may result in you getting different jobs. Sometimes you pursue a different career path simply because the economics of the situation or your present job dries up and that company no longer exists, or the circumstances come where you have to move on. Anyway, important to them to know that it's okay, that their first job is not going to be their last. That doesn't make them a failure. It just means that's reality. And with reality, we can handle this kind of reality. Secondly, I want you to really challenge your son or your daughter, your kids to become the CEO of their own careers. What does that mean? Well, when you think about a corporation, a CEO is in charge of the entire operation. He's thinking about, he or she must consider what that company is all about, what strategies they're going to have to achieve goals. They're about setting goals and pursuing those goals and putting people in a position where they can be successful in achieving those goals. Bettering for the company, bettering for each person. So be the CEO of your own career, son, daughter. It's important that you take charge, that you set goals, long-term goals, short-term goals. Goals that you might achieve in the next 6 months to a year, goals that you're going to achieve in the next 5 years, goals that you want to achieve in 10, 15, 20 years down the road. And sometimes those things are not in clear focus today, but just putting them down and moving in those directions, you'll see over time they will become clearer to you. So whatever you do, set the goals, set the strategy to achieve that goal, and then go for it. Go for it. Third message, very, very important message. And this is one that we can help you with at the Interviews Made Easy workshop that we're going to have coming up here real soon. And that is, number 3, communicate with confidence. You've got to be confident in who you are. You've got to be confident in where you went to school. You've got to be confident in your family, your upbringings, the values that you bring to the table, the skill sets you have, all that. You need to be very, very confident and communicate that confidence. Not in a cocky way, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that just says, here's who I am, here's what I have to offer, here's how I believe very firmly I can be a benefit to you, Mr. owner, Mr. CEO, Mr. hiring manager, whoever it might be. In any case, communicate with confidence, everything you do. Don't go into a situation lacking that confidence, because when you do, fear can be smelled from across the room, and it is something that you don't want to communicate. What you want to do is always demonstrate that you are confident that you can do this job, you can learn what is necessary, you can acquire whatever skills are required. In any case, communicate with confidence. And here's the fourth thing, Mom and Dad, that I really want you to think about when you're talking to your son or daughter about their career. And this is really, really, really important. So listen very closely. Here's the message you need to send. Whatever makes you happy, son or daughter, might make me as your parent uncomfortable. And that is okay. After all, this is your life, your career, your future, not mine. And while I may think I know what's best for you, there may be situations in which have a better idea of what is best for you. And I believe that I have instructed you in such a way, I've raised you in such a way to be confident, and I've raised you in such a way that you're going to make great decisions. I've seen you make great decisions. Here they are. List them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever they are. List those great decisions they've made along the way, and that you have complete confidence in them to make great decisions going forward. And occasionally that may mean you may choose to leave a job that I would think I would be scared to leave if I were you. But you, with your confidence, knowing where you're going, what your plan is as CEO of your own life, you may make a decision that makes me a little uncomfortable. And that is okay. I still love you. I still support you. I'm still here to help you. I'm still here to give you guidance and support wherever way I can and whatever way I can. But bottom line, I believe that you are going to do great things. And that is a message that your kids need to hear early and often throughout their life, particularly at that scary time when their education is coming to an end in many cases. Obviously, some of your kids are going to go on to get master's degrees, MBAs, MAs, whatever, MEDs. Doesn't matter. They're going to go back and get other advanced degrees. Some are going to go get a PhD or an EDD or MD or some other doctoral degree and a terminal degree and move on. But many are going to go to college. They'll graduate with a degree, and then they're going to enter the world of work, and that'll be that. From an educational point of view, formal educational point of view, that is not the end of their education. They will continue to learn and must continue to learn throughout their career. On the job, things that they're reading, things that they're listening to, webinars, seminars, different things they're participating in, advanced trainings that they're putting themselves through and or their company will put them through so that they get those skills that make them much more marketable and much more applicable to whatever the needs of the business might be going forward. In any case, parents, these are the things, 4 things that I really, really, really encourage you to have these conversations with your son or daughter as they're approaching graduation, or maybe they've already graduated and you need to have this conversation with them now. Number 1, in review, the first job you have is not going to be your last. You're going to have lots. Odds are it's not uncommon for people to change jobs every 2 to 3 years. In some cases, they're going to do it much more often than that. And while that may make some of us in our generation a little nervous, that's normal going forward. It is what it is. It's the way our economy works now. Number 2, be the CEO of your career. Set goals, set a strategy, work the strategy, and go after those goals. Understand that those goals will change over time, but you still need to set them and still need to have a sense of direction of where you're headed and where you are today. Third, always, always, always communicate with confidence. Make sure you have a lot to offer. We have raised you in a very good way, and you are making great decisions, and we believe you're going to make great decisions going forward. But it's absolutely important that you be confident in who you are and where you come from and what you believe and what you stand for in terms of your values. And lastly, whatever makes you happy might make me as your parent just a little uncomfortable. And you know what? That's okay. I'll get over it. I'll figure it out somehow. But you know what? If it makes you happy and if this is what you want to do, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to maybe give you some caution on occasion when necessary as your parent. That's what I'm here to do. But bottom line, if this makes you happy, we're going to support you as best we can to make sure that happens. But understand, as the CEO, you are responsible for all aspects of your life, financially, socially, everything. Spiritually, it doesn't matter. It's all part of the package. And as your CEO, this is what's part of the deal if you set these goals going forward. Well, that's about it. That's what I wanted to say today. And I wanted to encourage you as a parent to think about sending your child or sending yourself to the Interviews Made Easy Boot Camp coming up in January 6th. It's going to be a great time. The registration is right there below us. I'm looking forward to meeting you and looking forward to seeing you. And we have some really good information. I think it's going to be time well spent for all of us involved. Thank you so much and have a great, great day. And I wish everybody a happy new year. Thank you.